Hi everybody, my name is Meg Moonbeam and welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to be here with you guys today to talk a little bit about the absolutely historic Great North American eclipse, the total solar eclipse in Aries that we are going to be having on April 8th, 2024. There is so much for me to say about this eclipse. I'm going to go into what this means for the collective, why eclipses are super underrated in astrology and why they're so important. And I'm also going to do little readings for each of the 12 sun, moon, and rising signs on how this eclipse is affecting you for not just this eclipse season, but for the whole next year. Before I get into it, I just want to mention, you guys, please remember to like, share, comment below, and subscribe to my channel if you want to support this content. I really appreciate everybody's support that likes to watch my content here on YouTube and on Rumble. And also, if you'd like to check out my 5-hour-long 2024 Spring Eclipse workshop that I did, the link is in the description box of this video. I did it live a few weeks ago, but the replay is available if you'd like to get an even more in-depth read on what this eclipse season means for the whole collective for the upcoming year and for each of us personally based off of our sun, moon, and rising signs. And also, my husband Jens and I are going to be hosting a Sacred England retreat in July 2024. We are about half full at the moment. We've still got some spaces available. So if you'd like to learn more about our Sacred England retreat or register, the link is also in the description box of this video. Okay, so let's get into it. This eclipse is a total game changer. And I know that in astrology, people like myself that are Western astrologers or any kind of astrologers, sometimes we can sound really dramatic, you know, like this is the craziest eclipse ever, this is the craziest full moon ever. But I'm not being dramatic here, you guys. This is a eclipse that is going to bring a totally new foundation. It's ringing in a totally new era for all of us collectively and personally. First of all, it's being called the Great North American Eclipse because the path of totality, the path of 100% visibility, will be visible over the span of, I think it's just over 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, over Mexico, USA, and Canada. And that does not happen very often, and that is super rare to have. So it's being called the Great North American Eclipse. And you're gonna wanna check online if you live in Mexico, USA, or Canada to see if where you live, the eclipse will be visible for you, because it's very, very magical to actually witness a total solar eclipse in 100% or high visibility. So definitely check out your location. But no matter where we are in the world, this is a new moon solar eclipse. So new moons are about new beginnings, fresh new energy, new starts. And eclipses are like new moons or full moons times 10, times 100, on steroids, if you will. They are the points of fate and destiny and the biggest life changes. They're doors closing and new ones opening. Eclipses are, in my opinion, the biggest astrological events that are the most important to be paying attention to in our personal astrology and in the collective astrology. So this total solar eclipse is happening at 19 degrees of Aries on April 8th, 2024. And so we are going through an initiation, a new beginning in the Aries ruled areas of life, okay? And what is Aries rule in astrology, you guys? It's the sign that rules independence, bravery, our masculine side, our inner warriorship. Aries is, I think, the best sign when it comes to boundaries and honoring self and independence and not taking any bullshit from anywhere, okay, you guys? And if you're like me and you are a freedom lover, okay, you know that the past few years, for many of us, there's been a whole lot of bullshit going on, but not even just the past few years. The world that we live in, this matrix world that we live in, so to speak, there's a lot of bullshit, okay? And excuse my language, but there's a lot of areas of life that we have given our power away, and not even just us, but on our ancestral level, where our ancestors gave certain powers away, where most of us in the world are extremely dependent on grocery stores, on not even knowing how to get water ourselves or grow food ourselves or make clothes ourselves. We have given away somewhere along the line a lot of our own empowerment and independence. And this total solar eclipse in Aries, the sign that rules self-authority, inner independence and empowerment, is initiating us into a whole new beginning over the next year for us in our personal lives and in the collective, to take our power back from places that we have given it away to. Okay, this is people, places, and things that we have given our power over away to. And just on the intuitive side, for those of you who don't know, I am a psychic medium and intuitive, as well as astrologer and mystic and musician. Intuitively, I have been feeling our ancestors so strongly for the past month. And I've been feeling their love and their support for us. And I've been also feeling this message coming through that this goes down to the ancestral level of our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our great-grandparents, and where they and their generations gave away power to the point where, there's a freaking law for everything, you know what I mean? There's a law to, well, I don't know where you guys live, but the places where I live, there's certain laws around fishing, around getting your own water, around doing freaking anything. There's laws, and we've allowed for, granddaddy government to basically control us in many, many ways. And why I keep bringing up the government and that whole power structure is because at the same time as this new moon solar eclipse in Aries, we've got Pluto in Aquarius 1 degree. We have started the Pluto in Aquarius transit, which throughout history, many important historical events and historical changes happen when Pluto was in those early degrees of Aquarius, or in a Pluto in Aquarius transit. The American independence, 1776, the French Revolution was all during a Pluto in Aquarius transit. In the 1500s, the New World exploration, that whole vibe, that whole time was during a Pluto in Aquarius transit. And Pluto takes 240-ish years to do its zodiac revolution, to come back into the sign of Aquarius. And we are at that very historical and sacred point now, where also we're entering in the precession of the equinox cycle, the age of Aquarius. Am I throwing out too much information for you guys? This is like not normal astrology. This is so much going on at the same time, where it's not just any total solar eclipse in Aries, it's a total solar eclipse in Aries with Pluto in Aquarius, 1 degree, with us entering the greater age of Aquarius in the precession of the equinox. And also with Chiron, the asteroid that we call the wounded healer, that represents our wounds and our healing journey, exactly conjunct this eclipse at 19 degrees of Aries. So we are healing the Aries areas of life. We are healing where we have given our power away over the next year. And I think if we were to check in a year from now, there's going to be huge changes in the collective. There's going to be countries like, I think, Canada for sure, maybe Australia, countries under the British monarchy system that are going to want to start their own freedom and independence journey. And I haven't looked into every country in the world, but Canada's astrology chart, which I've done a whole deep dive on here on my YouTube channel, if you want to check that out, an Astrology of Canada webinar series. Canada has its rising sign at 16 degrees of Aries. This eclipse is going to be 19 degrees of Aries. So Canada, over the whole next year, is going to start a journey, and I'm very excited for this, of wanting to step into more independence and freedom, and Canadians becoming more brave, and Canadians not taking as much BS as we've been taking. And I am a Canadian gal, for those of you who don't know. And I think totally new leadership and a new era for Canada in particular. So I'm very excited as a Canadian with this eclipse being conjunct our rising sign, which is how we show up to the world, how we're seen, and gifts and talents that we have to share. But for the whole collective, no matter where you are, no matter who you are, this is about being honest with yourself during this eclipse season, and over the next year, of where you have given your power away in life and how you need to take that back. okay? This is a time where it is in alignment to take risks, to be fearless, to be brave, to put up your boundaries in ways that serve you, to not take, Spirit keeps wanting me to say bullshit from anyone, not taking the bullshit, okay? We're taking our power back. And we are healing as a collective in realizing that there have been certain very, very dark elite forces that are losing power right now that have put us onto a slave system. And we are healing that relationship with those power elites and those power structures. And we are, as a collective, as we move into the age of Aquarius, as we're being initiated through these eclipses, stepping out of those slave systems. Do you guys get what I'm talking about here? I need to be a little bit careful because I'm on YouTube and Rumble, okay? And they give us freedom lovers strikes when we really go full throttle, speaking out on what's going on. So I'm going to talk about what this means for each of the 12 signs, but just to do a little recap for the collective. This eclipse, which new moon eclipses have an influence for the whole next year, that's why they're such a big deal. They're not just about the eclipse season that we're in. This eclipse of April 8th in Aries is going to ignite the freedom and independence movement worldwide even more. Even more people are going to wake up and smell the roses, if you will, and value freedom and independence and self-sufficiency. We're going to see things like survival skills, self-defense, personal protection becoming a very big theme over the next year and becoming very, I think, profitable and valuable areas of life. We're going to be seeing also Aries rules war, conflict, and the military. We're going to be seeing very new beginnings in the areas of military, new innovations in warfare. And we're also going to see the bad guys, the dark arts people, as I like to call them, trying to promote a World War III and the start of that, okay, to put us into fear and to more easily control us because they make money off of world wars. They feed off our loosh, our energy during world wars. But the truth is, we've already been in a war. We're already in a psychological war, particularly ever since 2020, okay? And if you don't believe me in that, I don't really know what to say to you. I'm just sending you lots of love during this time, okay? But I think we're already in a war, and this is where over the course of the next year, I think it's going to be a crescendo of that spiritual war, of that psychological war that we have been in. Excuse me, sorry you guys. And I believe when we sneeze, truth is spoken. So, okay, very, very interesting. Also, the dispositor of this eclipse is Mars, and Mars is going to be in Pisces at the time of this eclipse, conjunct Saturn, who I like to call Granddaddy Saturn, because he's like the old grandpa of the planets in astrology. So the ruler of Mars is stressed out. He's not in a very happy place and vibe, and he's in the sign of Pisces, which deals with mental illness, mental health, illusionment, and sensitivity. So people are going to be very highly sensitive over the next year, very emotional. Those of us who have not realized what's been going on, who haven't gotten with the program of what's really been going on the planet, it's going to be very sensitive, very emotional for them, very triggering, and there's going to be mental health issues. So those of us that have already started the journey of self-empowerment, of really truly valuing freedom, no matter what the, I'm having a brain fart, really valuing freedom no matter what the consequences are of that, okay? Those of us who have already stepped into that, we are going to need to be holding a lot of space for our fellow brothers and sisters that are just going through that wake up, that consciousness journey over the course of the next year. Also, Aries is one of the signs that rules leadership, so we're going to be seeing a lot of new leadership worldwide, fresh leadership in all facets of life. Federal governments, municipal governments, new leadership in, social media as well. All areas of life, there will be many new world leaders over the course of the next year. There will be many just leaders in general in life, and many of us wanting to step into entrepreneurship, self-leadership, and self-empowerment as well. So I've talked a bit about what this eclipse means for the collective in Western astrology, and now I'm going to get into what it means for the 12 sun, moon, and rising signs. And you can listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign and see how it resonates with you. So we're going to start with the Aries sun, moon, and rising. So for Aries, this new moon solar eclipse that we are having on April 8th is of course happening in your sign. And as I said earlier in this video, new moon solar eclipses have an effect for the whole next year on the collective and each of us personally, not just during the eclipse season. And eclipses show us in our personal astrology actually what areas of life we should be focusing on during that eclipse cycle, okay? So for you, Aries, this eclipse is happening in your first house because you are an Aries and you are being the most activated and initiated out of any of us, you Aries, sun, moon, and risings. You guys are going through huge life changes. Let me know in the comments below how you Aries are doing at the moment. I'm very curious to hear about you guys and your journeys at the moment. This is where, you know, the first house in astrology rules self, our identity, and our very foundations, okay? So you Aries can be feeling like the literal foundations of your life are totally shaking up, are totally being transformed, or who you thought you were or what you thought you valued can be really, really changing. A lot of the Aries will be stepping into leadership positions over the course of the next year to inspire the rest of the collective of us to also be stepping into our self-empowerment. And it's also, you know, the first house is our physical appearance. How you appear to others, how you physically look can be going through a huge change over the next year as well. So buckle up, Aries. I am sending you guys so much love. This is one of the biggest astrological transits you will ever go through. Know that it's going to be very wild and very intense, but you are going to get through it and you are going to shine. And I love you guys so much. I'm sending so much love your way. Okay? Mwah. Now for the Taurus, sun, moon, and risings, you guys are having this new moon eclipse in Aries on April 8th happen in your 12th house. And the 12th house is now an activated area of life for you for not just this eclipse season, but for the whole next year. It is in alignment for you to be focused on the 12th house areas. And the 12th house in astrology rules the Pisces areas of life. It is the house of spirituality, creativity, rest, rejuvenation, retreat, our psychic abilities, and sleep. Okay, so Tauruses, having eclipses in your 12th house is one of the most intense places to have it. On top of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that will be exact on April 20th happening in your sign, this is like I was saying to Aries right before I started reading you guys, very intense time for you, okay? You are going through a spiritual awakening even deeper than you may have already started, a psychic ability activation, and spending time alone or spending time behind the scenes, because those are areas of life that the 12th house rules, is actually in alignment for you over the course of the next year. So I'm not saying just be at home the whole time and don't put yourself out there, but it is valuable and it is in alignment for you to be doing some solitude, to be doing a lot of rest, recuperation, healing work, and maybe even spiritual retreat over the course of the next year as you are going through a really big spiritual initiation. Some of you Tauruses may be noticing that your dreams are becoming more vivid or more prophetic, or just your spiritual connection or creative abilities are becoming stronger. So I think when we've got eclipses in our 12th house, we got to be doing extra self-care. There's also, you know, things being revealed over the next year about where our power has been taken away, you Tauruses, from kind of your subconscious or hidden self, because those areas are ruled by the 12th house as well. So there's likely to be some really intense things being revealed to you during this eclipse season and over the next year. We're doing real deal spiritual healing work, as I like to say, is very much in alignment for you. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. Mwah! And happy eclipse in Aries. Okay, now we move to the Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Risings. And for you Geminis, this new moon solar eclipse in Aries is happening in your 11th house. And this is an area of life that is not just being activated during the eclipse season, but is actually an in alignment area for you to be focusing on for the course of the whole next year, okay? And the 11th house rules our goals, our dreams, our wishes, the future. It's the Aquarian ruled areas of life. It also rules our friends and our group associations, technology, social media, humanitarianism. So you may be feeling really drawn to those areas of life at the moment. It's in alignment for you to be focusing on those areas. And as this is a new moon eclipse, it's a new beginning in those 11th house areas. So over the course of not just this eclipse season, but the whole next year, you are going to be empowered by new friends that are coming into your life, new like-minded community, new group associations. Your goals and your dreams are transforming and becoming more empowering and in alignment with what is actually good for yourself. And this is really good for you also to be working with social media, because the 11th house rules social media, computers, online business. So some of you Geminis may be becoming more self-empowered by kind of bringing your business more online. I'm not just saying it has to be only online, but incorporating social media, incorporating an online website or business is a very positive thing to be doing at this time. And also you are very attuned and open to the future, as this eclipse, new moon eclipse, is happening in your 11th house, which rules the future. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Risings, you will be more open and more easily able to ground into the new energies of the age of Aquarius that we are stepping into. This is one of the lighter houses in astrology, so I'm really happy that you guys are having this eclipse activate this area for you. And I hope what I said resonated with you, and I'm wishing you a very happy, blessed, joyful new moon eclipse in Aries. Love you guys. Okay, now for the Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. We've got this new moon solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th. It is happening in your 10th house, okay? And as I've been saying in this video, new moon eclipses are major new beginnings and turning points in our life for not just this eclipse season, but for the whole next year. And the 10th house areas for you Cancer are very in alignment for you to be focusing on at this time. The 10th house deals with our public reputation, our work, our career, our parents, our elders, and kind of like authority figures in our life, our elders, if you will. So this is, you know, your work and career is very, very highlighted at this time. It is very much in alignment for you to be working hard, working your butt off, okay, to be going for your dreams professionally. And there's very good things that can be happening for you guys professionally over the course of the next year. As this eclipse is happening in the sign of Aries in your 10th house, many of you Cancers will be drawn to entrepreneurship or receiving promotions to step into leadership roles, or feeling guided to maybe work in some Aries ruled areas of life, okay? Aries is about empowerment, athleticism, the divine masculine ruled areas of life. And also this eclipse is exactly conjunct the asteroid Chiron that represents the healing arts. So many of you Cancers I could see starting new entrepreneurship careers in the healing arts, whether that's, you know, the physical, holistic healing arts or the spiritual, energetic healing arts. I think a lot of you guys will be drawn to those areas. And a lot of you Cancers will be seen publicly, as the 10th house is the top of the astrological chart in astrology. So some of you will even become like famous at this time or viral at this time for your careers and what your legacy is, what you have to offer. Many of your parents, Cancers, or elders in your life are going through very big empowerment journeys and transformation, and they will be very highlighted for you over the course of the next year. So I hope what I said resonated with you, and I'm wishing you a very happy new moon eclipse in Aries. Mwah! Love you guys. Okay, and now moving to the Leo, Sun, Moon, and Risings. We've got this new moon solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th is happening in your 9th house, okay? Similar to what I was saying to the Geminis earlier, the 9th house, also the 11th house that the Geminis are having activated, is one of the most positive, lighter houses in astrology. So this is not a super heavy energy. For you Leos, this is a very nice place to have the eclipses activating, because the 9th house is the Sagittarius ruled areas of life. It is the house of Jupiter, luck, abundance, and expansion and possibility. So Leos, this is actually a very lucky and positive time for you over the course of the next year. It is a very good time to be focusing on those 9th house ruled areas, which are your beliefs, your spiritual connection, philosophy, foreign travel, foreign people, foreign things, publishing. Those are areas that the 9th house rules in astrology. So if any of you are writers or musicians or publishers of anything of any sort, it's an amazing time to be putting something new out into the public that is your published creation, if you will. Many of you may be drawn to foreign travel over the course of the next year, and it's actually a very good time for you to be doing so. It's an amazing year, Leos, to be taking courses, to be broadening your horizons through higher education, to be expanding your mind and diving deep into subjects that you're passionate about. You may also be receiving new teachers or mentors in your life, as the 9th house rules those areas as well. And with Chiron exactly conjunct this eclipse, and Chiron is the healer asteroid that represents our healing journey, you guys are healing beliefs that no longer serve you and that have been disempowering for you in your life. So there's totally new beliefs that you may be starting over the next year, totally new philosophies or even spiritual practices. So those are areas of life that are very in alignment for you to be focusing on, and get ready for some luck and abundance and really cool opportunity, Leos. I'm sending so much love your way. Mwah! Happy eclipse. And we now move to Virgo, sun, moon, and risings. Woo, for Virgos, this is very, very intense, okay? Because this new moon eclipse in Aries on April 8th is happening in your 8th house. Dun, dun, dun. Just kidding. This is the house of Scorpio, the Scorpio ruled areas of life. So holy guacamole, Virgos, this is a life-changing eclipse season and year ahead for you, okay? When we've got new moon eclipses in our 8th house, we are going through a total life transformation. The 8th house of Scorpio rules transformation, intensity, healing, psychotherapy, our spiritual abilities, the occult, the shadow side, the hidden side of life. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is going to be a very intense year for you Virgo, sun, moon, and risings ahead, okay? But it doesn't necessarily have to be negative or scary. If you just embrace that you are going through a major transformation, if you embrace that there's going to be some intense things from the shadow side of life coming up for you, it's going to be easier for you to deal with this energy, okay? There could be, even with the 8th house ruling, us merging with others, soulmate relationships, new romantic partners coming in for you guys that you start to merge resources with, or your marriage or committed partner starts to gain more resource that they then share with you. That can be coming up as a theme. Also, the 8th house is the house of death, okay? So there could be, Virgos, when we've got eclipses happening in our 8th house, someone around us that's close to us that is going through a death. It also is the house of inheritance, where you can be receiving inheritance or returns on investment, or random money or gifts that you are being showered with over the course of the next year. So it's a time to be open to receiving, and it is a time to also be honoring your healing journey and your shadow side, and to be doing self-work on yourself and embracing the transformation that takes place. Scorpio is the sign that rules power. And this eclipse is in the sign of Aries, which is a sister sign to Scorpio, because they're both traditionally ruled by Mars. So you guys are stepping into huge heights of empowerment and cleansing toxicity from your life, okay? So Virgo, it's very important during this eclipse season and over the course of the whole next year to be honest with yourself about any toxicity in your life and just let that shit go. Clean the slate so that you can be your highest and best version, your most empowered self. And there's going to be some challenges. There may even be some crises coming up for you over the course of the next year, but know that this is an astrological transit that all of us go through at some point, and it initiates us even more into our empowerment and our transformation, and also your spiritual abilities, your psychic abilities will be very turned on at this time. So I think doing therapy or really good spiritual healing over the course of the next year will be really good allies for you at this time. Let me know, Virgos, how it's going for you in the comments below, and I'm sending so much love your way for a huge year of transformation towards you guys. Lots of love. Mwah! And next we move to the Libra sun, moon, and risings. And Libra, for you guys, this new moon solar eclipse in Aries is happening in your 7th house. And the 7th house is the Libra ruled areas of life, okay? So you guys are really, being activated very much like I was saying for the Aries earlier, because the eclipses are currently in the signs of Aries and Libra, which is your sign, your axis. And the Aries Libra axis in astrology rules relationships. Aries rules self, Libra rules others. So Libras, with this new moon solar eclipse in your 7th house, many of you will be starting new committed relationships, not just in this eclipse season, but over the course of the next year. Many of you may be getting married, meeting your soulmates or your twin flames, starting new businesses with another, reevaluating your commitments and creating new commitments. It's a very good year to be focusing on those areas of life. Also, the 7th house rules our aesthetic and our style. So it's a good time for you to be looking at how you present yourself to the world, and maybe is there a different way that you want to present your style or your aesthetic. You guys rule that in astrology as Libras, and you know that how we look does have a difference, does make an impact on what we attract and how we come off to people. So important for you to pay attention to the aesthetic of your home, the feng shui of your home, the aesthetic of how you look, and make changes if there are any that you feel to make. But your relationships are so highlighted over the course of the next year, and you are attracting more empowered relationships and cleansing ones that do not serve you. And I'm sending so much love your way, Libras. Let me know how it's going for you in the comments below. Mwah! Happy eclipse season. Now we move to my fellow Scorpio, sun, moon, and risings. Scorpio, this new moon solar eclipse in Aries is happening in your 6th house, and it is very in alignment for you during this eclipse season and also over the course of the whole next year to be focusing on the 6th house ruled areas of life. And the 6th house is the Virgo ruled area. So this is all about our health, our routines, our organization, our nutrition, our pets, and our day-to-day work. Okay, so lots of really fun stuff, right? I always laugh because the 6th house is not the most fun house in astrology. Virgo is not the most fun sign, but I love my Virgos, okay? Not dissing you guys, but just saying Virgo is very anal. It's very much about organization and criticism and being really, really nitpicky. So Scorpios, we already kind of are like that. We already do notice everything in people and situations, but it's very important for us Scorpios to be focusing on what are our lifestyle choices and routines, okay? And how can we make them more empowering? Do we need to do a cleanse? When was the last time that you did a cleanse? Do you exercise? Do you eat well? Do you drink good water? Do you sleep well? It may sound a little boring, okay? But if we don't have healthy routines and nutrition and positive health, that is our wealth. Then no other area of life will manifest the way that we want it to, okay? Scorpio, so health is very much a focus. I don't know about you Scorpios, but I've been having all kinds of health things come up for me as we've been having these eclipses in our 6th house. But what's really nice is that this is a new moon eclipse in our 6th house. So we're starting a new beginning in our wellness journey, in our routines, and in our day-to-day work. Scorpios, we can also be having career changes at this time, where with this eclipse in Aries, a lot of us may be drawn to, entrepreneurship, starting your own thing. And with this eclipse conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer asteroid, many Scorpios will be stepping into healing arts professions. So I hope what I said resonated for you Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios. I'm sending so much love your way, and happy eclipse season. Mwah! And next we move to the Saggies, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Happy eclipse season. This new moon solar eclipse in Aries is happening in your 5th house. Yay! This is the fun house. This is the Leo ruled areas of life. This is one of the best houses to have activated in your transit astrology. And so this is really, really positive for you guys, okay? Positive because not just it's the 5th house, but it's a new moon eclipse. It's new beginnings, fresh new energy, and opportunities in the Leo ruled areas of life, which is fun, romance, play, creativity, parties, celebration, putting yourself out there, your confidence, and showcasing your gifts and talents, as well as your inner child and the children around you. So those are all very highlighted areas of life. It is a great year to be focusing on the 5th house ruled areas, to have confidence and frickin' put yourself out there, Saggies, okay? A lot of you guys will be going viral or becoming even more successful than you already are through your heartfelt gifts and talents. Also, many of you, like, your creativity will be on fire as this eclipse is in your 5th house, so make time for creativity and your divine inspirations. Also, Saggies, you guys are more fertile than usual, okay? So a lot of you may be getting pregnant or starting to have kids. And if that's something that you're wanting to hold off on, just being aware that you're more fertile than usual with this eclipse in your 5th house over the next year. So this is a year of embracing fun, embracing play, and that Leo energy, which is so needed on the planet right now. So I love you guys so much, and I'm wishing you a very happy eclipse season. Mwah! And now we move to the Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Risings. This new moon solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th, 2024 is happening in your 4th house. So the 4th house in astrology is not just an activated area for you during this eclipse season, but over the course of the whole next year. And it's very in alignment for you to be focusing on the Cancer ruled 4th house areas of life, okay? And what is the 4th house? Well, the 4th house rules home, family, properties, land, our ancestors, and our emotional well-being. And I know you Capricorns, you guys have been going through Pluto and Capricorn for the last 15 years. We've got Pluto going back into Capricorn, dun, 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 for the very last time from September 1st to November 18th, 2024. This is an amazing time, eclipse season for you Cappies, to allow yourself to be in your emotions and do emotional healing work, okay? With us having Pluto and Capricorn for the last 15 years, I don't know about you Capricorns listening, but I have my moon in Capricorn, and I have a lot of friends and clients with Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising influence in their chart. It's literally been so intense for the Capricorns, one of the most intense transits for the last 15 years, where now it's a good time for you to heal from what has come up. A lot of Capricorns have gone through huge life transformations, experienced deaths of loved ones close to them, crises over the last few years. So if you've been putting off therapy, if you've been putting off emotional healing work, this eclipse season is going to bring that up for you, and it's very important for you to be making that actually a focus to be in alignment over the next year. Also, with this eclipse happening in your 4th house, it's a great time to be focusing on your home that you live in and your family, okay? There's major healing, new beginnings, because this eclipse is conjunct Chiron, having to do with your family, if there's been any issues between family members. There's healing in terms of the place that you live, the country that you live, the area and land that you live on. And many of you Capricorns may be moving to new homes. It would be a very good time to do so if you're feeling called. So I hope what I said resonated, Capricorns. I'm sending so much love your way, and happy eclipse season. Mwah! Okay, Aquarians, we have got this new moon solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th, 2024, happening in your third house. So not just for during this eclipse season, but for the whole next year, it is very in alignment for you to be focusing on the third house areas of life, and new beginnings and opportunities and fresh new energies rather, are coming into those areas. The third house rules a lot of stuff, okay? It's the house of day-to-day activities, communication, social media, friends, our local neighborhood, our neighbors, our day-to-day gadgets, our cars, schools, and learning, among many other things. So for you Aquarians, this is a busy ass time for you. We've got Pluto in your sign for the next 20 years. So you guys are going through one of the most powerful transformational initiations at this time. Plus this new moon eclipse in your third house, this is a busy time for you. You Aquarian sun, moon, and risings can be feeling at this eclipse season and over the next year like there's a lot coming up for you. There's a lot more people in your life. There's a lot more tasks to get done. There's a lot of information that you want to be learning. So being organized in your day-to-day, even though this isn't the house of organization, that's more the sixth house, I'm going to say being organized and staying focused is very much in alignment for you, okay? You are going through a new beginning in how you communicate, in your relationship to your local community, to your friendships as well, and what you put focus on learning. This is a really good time, Aquarians, to be utilizing social media if you haven't already, to be getting information out there. The third house rules information that you feel passionate about sharing. Or in your professional life, it's good to utilize social media as well. So this is a very busy time period for you, and but it is one of the lighter houses in astrology. So focus on your local community, focus on your friends, your friendship dynamics, and what it is you're learning, and maybe sharing that information out into the world. So I'm sending so much love out to you Aquarians. Hope what I said resonated, and happy eclipse season. Mwah. And last but not least, we've got the Pisces, sun, moon, and risings, my magical Pisces. You guys are having this new moon solar eclipse in Aries happening in your second house. So the second house ruled areas of life are important for you to be in alignment with and focusing on for not just this eclipse season, but for the whole next year. And the second house rules our values. It's the Taurus ruled areas of life. And I'm a Taurus rising personally, so I love the sign of Taurus. I know all about it. It's our values. It's luxury and the beauties and enjoyments of life. It's money and finances and abundance, nature, music, sensuality, food. So the main thing is you are going through a new beginning in your values, okay? Which Pisces, you guys are valuable, even though sometimes you get a bad rap because you're one of the most sensitive and empathic signs in astrology, and you know, you're very naturally spiritually inclined and spiritually gifted, which can sometimes give for issues in you guys being grounded, okay? Unless you've got some good air in your personal chart. Everyone's a little bit different. But for you Pisces, you are very, very valuable at this time, and it's important for you to be focusing on what are your values and are they empowering to you, and who and what is surrounding you in life, and is it in alignment with your values, okay? Also, the second house is one of the houses of money, the money that we make day to day, our day-to-day income. So your income and even work life can be going through an empowering and positive change over the course of the next year. And with this eclipse in Aries in your second house, conjunct Chiron, first of all, I think a lot of you Pisces will be stepping into entrepreneurship and more careers and jobs that you're actually genuinely passionate about. It's good for you to be in alignment with that. And also with the eclipse conjunct Chiron, a lot of you Pisces will be stepping into spiritual healing or healing arts careers or professions, okay? So focus on your values, which I know can sound like a very basic thing, but it's one of those foundational things in life that if we don't know what our values are, if we don't know what our self-worth is and what's around us and is it in alignment with us and why have we attracted that, we don't have a foundation. Okay, Pisces? So you guys are valuable, you guys are lovable, and there's new income streams coming in. Everybody likes to hear that. So I'm sending you guys lots of love and happy eclipse season. Mwah. Okay, so I've gone through a reading for the collective with this Aries eclipse. I've done the 12 sign readings as well. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Buckle up for things to never be the same ever again after this great North American eclipse. It is so powerful. I'm so excited. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments below with this energy. And before I finish up, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of your guys' support. I do offer personal astrology consultations that are available in the link below. And my husband Jens and I are going to be hosting a Sacred England retreat in July of 2024, where we're going to visit many sacred sites, do daily ceremonies and teachings. It's going to be so much fun with like-minded community. So if you want to check that out, check it out at my website link in the description below. I am wishing you all the most magical, empowered, joyful eclipse season and year ahead under the influence of this once-in-a-lifetime eclipse. And I will see you guys very soon. Mwah! Bye.